So let me get this straight. You used to love your brand. It used to wake you up in the morning. It got to one point where it felt like your friends, your family, even your partner, your significant other felt like the third wheel. But then one day, it turned toxic. It started to feel like a stalker instead of your soulmate. Instead of feeling like something that fulfilled you, it started feeling like something that drained you. It didn't heat you up no more. It didn't feel like the passionate romance that you once knew it to be. Does this sound like you? Well, here's why your brand has gone cold. It's not because of something you've done. It might not even be because of something your brand did or that it's not doing, and for that matter. It might be something internal. And so I'm not blaming you, but I do think that we should all take the time to evaluate and think about the things that are inside of us. So, what I mean by that is that uh, maybe ask yourself, is your brand no longer working because you've tried everything? Or is it because it's something else? So, for example, you've tried the webinars, you've tried the workshops, you've tried in person, you've tried online, you've tried social media marketing, you've tried ads, you've literally tried everything, and it just feels like nothing in your brand is working and it's driving you crazy. It may be something inside of you, and you might need to ask somebody. I know last year for me, I had to see a therapist, and it helped me get clear on a lot of things on what I wanted for my life, what I was willing to accept, what I wasn't willing to accept. And I think that when we ask ourselves those things, we are doing the work that is required to grow as CEOs of our brands. And I don't say that to shame you to say that you're not doing the work. I'm saying that because I had to ask myself those same exact things. I had to ask myself, am I doing the work that is required of me to grow, to scale my brand in the way that I want? Because what a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to designing a brand and building a brand is that a lot of the work that people don't see is in here. It's about your mindset. Sometimes you have to shift yourself into something that you never thought you would become. Something bigger, something greater. It's it is a crazy feeling shifting from somebody who relies on everything else around them to fuel them to being the only thing that sustains you. So I definitely want you to look inward when you are thinking about why you no longer feel your brand works. The next point that I want to talk about is the fact that sometimes, well, you're confused, babes. And because you're confusing your audience. And what I mean by that is it's not necessarily that you're a confusing person. You could probably be very clear in what you are saying. But because you are not clear with who you are, what you do, and who you do it for in your brand, you are coming off as confusing to your audience. So, again, that is who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. That's not coming off as clear to your audience, and that is what matters. You may sound clear to yourself, but you should think about the way that you speak to your audience. Language matters, words matter. You could be confusing your audience with the way that you're speaking to them because it's so high level and they are still here. So I want you to really take the time to think about how you speak to your audience and what you're saying to them and how you're saying it to them so that your message comes off as clear and it's not confusing. So I want you to get clear on who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And as a bonus, the how is a bonus. who you do it for. So the top three again, so we're not confused because I added that bonus in. Who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. And then the how you do it is what entices them. I will say that as well. I've noticed that a lot of people now enjoy seeing your process. They love seeing how you do what you do, and it pulls them in. I will say audience members love to see that, and it kind of reduces confusion. When they can actually see you at work and see what you're doing, audience members love that. Love that. And lastly, to the point of you being confused, it might actually be time to update some of your messaging. You may not be ready for a full brand strategy revamp. You may not be ready for a full uh visual revamp, but you can update the way that you talk to your brand. You can update your brand dictionary. You can update uh basically just the tone of voice and the language that you use with your audience, and that could help a lot. It could be time for that. And so there are people out there that you could look up, like copywriters. I really don't recommend using AI for this because I want you to find your voice. AI is a tool, and it is a great tool for beginners to use when they're trying to write content and build their voice. But when you're first starting out, I don't want you to lose confidence asking AI to do the heavy lifting for you at first. I will say that even as a veteran brand strategist and designer, I have fallen into the trap of allowing AI to do too much for me. And so I want you to remember that your voice is your voice. It is yours. This is your work. Be confident in the work that you do so that you can continue to use that voice that you were given. It's your God-given gift, this work that you do. And so I want you to remember that um AI is not as powerful as you are, a human. Remember, we are the ones that are teaching it. So I just want to give you that encouragement. And lastly, uh the last point that I want to make before we close this video is that it just actually might be time for a rebrand. And the reason I say that because there might be misalignment between what you're saying with your lips and how you look to people who are finding you. Your audience members might be stumbling upon you and you're giving them a jump scare, honey. I don't know. I will say that some of the branding that I see nowadays, it's either too extreme. It's either too boring and it blends in too much, or on the flip side, it's too extreme and there's too much going on. I think we need to find a happy medium somewhere. And please, for the love of God, no more name word marks with the serif and a calligraphy handwritten font. Please, excuse me, typeface. Please don't come for me, semantics, police. But I definitely feel like sometimes when your visuals don't match what you say, it does kind of cause a schism or confusion. Again, going back to that second point, confusing your audience. I think that when you don't look like what you say, it confuses your audience and it makes them scared. It makes them a little cautious to work with you because it doesn't look like you're about what you say you're about. You may be talking the talk, but it doesn't look like you walk the walk. And so I want you to reevaluate what you look like online because it might actually be causing, a confusion with your audience. Again, confusion is the word here. You want to get clear. You want to make who you are, again, bringing back my three things for you to focus on: who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. I want you to get super, super clear on that because then it trickles down when it's time for you to do this rebrand. I don't think that you always need to just scratch everything and dump everything. You keep what's working and you get rid of what's not. And if your messaging is working, keep it. If your color palette is working, keep it. If the typography is giving you the feeling that you want it to evoke when you use it, keep it. But when it comes down to it, if the foundation, the brand strategy is no longer working, it may be time for you to, try something new. And so that brings me to the last thing that I want to say is that ultimately, when I say it's time for a rebrand, that might mean it's time for a full reset. And that means a whole new identity, new messaging, new tone of voice. Just have somebody do it for you, or you could tackle it yourself. It does require a lot. A brand strategy encompasses not only the visual elements, but it encompasses your tone of voice. It encompasses your target audience. It encompasses their pain points, your differentiators, your do's and do nots. How big is your logo? How much space should be around it? When it comes to the visual elements, of course, typography, messaging, psychology. There is so much that encompasses brand strategy. So if you want to tackle it yourself, you can, or you can hire a professional. Now, do your due diligence with any professional. Even if you get off this video today and you say, hey, I want to hire Hallie, but you do your due diligence no matter what. You never want to work with somebody who you do not have a reference or a background information for. Um, Make sure you schedule a call with the person so you could get to know them. Personality is super important. Personality fit is so important. A lot of business owners will work with somebody because their work is good, but the energies are misaligned. Maybe that person, their niche is really corporate design, and you're somebody that's fun and outgoing and spunky, and you need somebody that kind of understands that kind of work. Or on the flip side, you're somebody that's super serious and you found a designer that is all over the place and they have a lot of high energy, and that's not really something you're looking for. So I will say personality fit is super important when selecting a designer. Also, their work needs to be good. Not only should they have visual excellence in their portfolio, but they should also have case studies. So what did they work on? Did they work on art direction? Did they work on the strategy portion? What parts of the strategy did they work on? Definitely make sure you do your research when you're picking a strategist. It's super important to the longevity and the health of your brand. So, if you're not ready to tackle all of that on your own, researching a strategist, getting to know somebody, let me introduce myself. My name is Hallie Montgomery. I am the CEO, founder, and multi hyphenated designer behind Hallie M Creative. I forge visual and I partner with visionary brand owners to create and forge exceptional brand strategy and identity. If you're willing and ready to work with somebody, in the description box will be a link to a personal chat with me on the house. That means free 99, y'all. Free. So there will be a link to a personal chat in the description box so we can get to know each other if you're ready to get started today. Thanks for watching this video. And again, I hope this information helped you. And if you like me a lot, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button. Thanks. I just know.